It's time to rate and review Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm a big fan of the NG games. This one was very good. Definitely not my favorite. I think that there are stronger entries into this franchise, but it was still very good, action-packed, high quality, lots of fun. My opinions on this are pretty positive. There are a couple of complaints that I have that bring the score down a little bit, but overall, it was good. Graphics are fantastic. This game visually looked really good. There was no issues with the graphics with like pop-in, textures loading, certain NPCs around having problems. Visually, it was nice. Also, you add that on with the aesthetics, very immersive. I thought that it was bright and it was colorful, but it was not overpowering. There was a lot of areas that were dark, they were gritty. There was a lot of different items on the screen at once, like barrels and crates and all of these different things that were simply in the environment. But they all looked good. They all looked like they fit in. The neon looked really good as well. Again, not disgustingly bright and colorful, but very intentional. I thought the aesthetics were very immersive. The music was also good. I don't think that I loved this soundtrack as much as I hoped that I was going to. I still think that there were a lot of tracks that were solid and that fit in with what we were doing, whether we were walking around or we were in like a trash mob battle or we were in a boss fight. I thought most of them fit. I'm gonna go good. It's just not my preferred soundtrack. That's all down to preference. I still thought it was nice though. I'd probably re-listen to it, but not on repeat. The difficulty was certainly Ninja Gaiden, okay? It was very tough. I feel like the first couple of hours were much more difficult, and I like that the game does not hold your hand. It doesn't ease you into the fights. It doesn't say, oh, learn how to use this ability and that ability. We're gonna, for the next 15 minutes, throw trash at you that's weak so that you can learn the moves. No. It needs you to get good very quickly. I definitely think this game is going to filter out a lot of video game journos. I think that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be mad at this game because of the difficulty. And I have also heard that on Hero, which is the easy mode, it is still pretty tough. I played it on normal as I do for most games. It was hard, for sure. Towards the end, when you have so many tools in your toolbox, you've got so many different weapons, it definitely gets easier, but it was not so tough that I was pulling my hair out. Now, if I played it on hard mode, I would probably cry. So it was hard. The boss fights were also really cool. Now, one of the issues that I have with the game were the repeats. One of the problems I had with the game were how for the Ryu chapters, you have to repeat several of the bosses, and I think that that's where this game really fell flat for me. Not only are the environments the same that you're re-going through, but all of the bosses' movesets are exactly the same, and I thought that that would have been a really good opportunity for them to switch things up. By the second half of the game, you're comfortable with the title, you know what you're doing, you're playing as Ryu, he's super powerful. They should have made the bosses way more intense. It just felt like padding. It was unfortunate. If the bosses had insane movesets and they were so much tougher, that would have been a little bit more acceptable. And then once Ryu has defeated the bosses, it's like they're underpowered by 50%, and that's who Yakumo is fighting. And even though they would be the difficulty that they are when you're playing as Yakumo, because this is several years in the past, I thought that that would have been a very nice addition. I think that the ones that are here definitely do pack a punch, though I'm just a little sad by the fact that for Ryu, they were not more powerful. So I'm going to go pack a punch, though I think that those fell flat in the second half. We luckily did not experience any major bugs, any major glitches. This game ran fantastic. I had no FPS drops. I had no major problems. I thought that it was really high quality, and this is very different from a lot of modern AAA Western games. They did a really good job, and I'm happy with it. The story was also all right. I generally feel a game like this, you're not playing to get some rich, intense narrative experience. I thought the story that was there was pretty cool. I liked Sayori. I liked how Sayori and Yakumo's relationship grew as the game went on. Because at first, you're very skeptical of her, you do not trust her. Now later in the game, you find out that she actually worked with Ryu and she's just trying to right her wrongs. And I thought that that added a lot of emotional depth to her. I quite liked her and Yakumo being paired up. I feel like Umi was sort of thrown in there. I felt like they could have added a little bit more story with her, a little bit more connection with her. I do think that it is cute that if she gets mad at you because you're ignoring her, she takes some of your items. It's a pain in the butt. But I do think that was cute. And the story is very basic. It's definitely passing on the torch. You're taking Yakumo through this journey. You're fighting Ryu towards the end. You've proven yourself to him. You've proven yourself to the prophecy that you are the Raven Clan ninja that has to defeat and purify the Dark Dragon. I thought it was very simple, but I thought it was okay. I'm gonna go good, because I don't think it was the worst. Again, I don't go into a game like this expecting it to be some insane narrative experience. So the gameplay was also very fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a game that felt polished. Again, no major FPS drops or anything. The variation of weapons was really nice. The combat was fun. It was challenging. It was good. I am going to go challenging yet amazing. I thought it was a great modern Ninja Gaiden game. Of course, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound just came out a couple of months ago. I absolutely love that game as well. I thought that that was really good. I think that that title also, even though it's 2D, offered a lot to the franchise, and I think this did as well. I don't really see a way that they could improve upon the gameplay and the combat. Quality of life was also perfect. I don't think it needed any sort of additional mini-map or guide or anything like that. It was perfect because it was standard. I don't think they went above and beyond, but I also don't think it was missing anything. The game time was short. Now, I was not taking my time in exploring every nook and cranny. I was not somebody who was doing all of the side quests. I don't necessarily think that I missed out on a lot there, except for additional gameplay. But I personally, I will replay it again when the DLC is closer to release, the story additions that they're making. But, you know, it was short. I don't think by doing all of the side quests, though, it would have added a significant amount of time, maybe another 10 hours or so. It was short, it was sweet, it was to the point, and unfortunately, because I have a couple of issues, it is certainly not worth the full price. Now, I do not think most games are worth the full price. I do not think this one is either. I think that this is a good game. It's a solid NG entry. It's fun. It's fresh. But I just don't think that it was worth the $70. I think that this is a amazing $30 game, a very good $40 game. I would stretch it to, you could spend $50 on this game. Nothing above that, in my opinion. I had a problem with the reused boss fights towards the end. I felt that the reuse of level designs was also really bland. I thought that they could have just done a little bit more there, and it was still good. I don't want to make it sound like I didn't like it. I have a couple of gripes with this game. So definitely wait for a sale. It's fun, it's cool, replayability. I would definitely replay it one more time. I don't think that it's a game that has unlimited replayability, but I do think if you enjoy the combat, play it on normal, then play it on a hard mode, and you'll be set. Now, I previously gave Ninja Gaiden Ragebound an 8, and I feel that this is pretty similar. They are quite different. One's a 2D, one's a 3D, but I still felt that they both were good entries into this series, and I think that this game is a little bit weaker, but I don't think it was significantly weaker. I am going to give this game a 7.5. It is above average. It is really fun. The aesthetic and graphics were great. The music was good. It was tough. I loved the different weapons. The bosses were really cool the first time that you fought them, and it was high quality. given the state of the AAA industry, there's a lot of games that release that are buggy and broken. This is not one of them, which I'm really happy with. It was really fun. It was really good. I highly recommend it if you're a fan of this series or you're a fan of pretty tough games. Though, I do think that you should probably wait for a sale or play it on Game Pass if you have access to it. I do not regret playing this at all whatsoever. It's one of the better games that I've played in the past couple of months, and I thought it was fun.